everybody. So I'm Roxanne, so I'll be a coach over these next 7 days. So whatever 7 days you want to do your cleanse, go right ahead and do it. So I'm just going to give you a few little tips about it. So first of all, welcome to this little program. Now we can do a 7 day cleanse, we can do a 21 day, we can do a 28 day. I mean, it's all good. But sometimes it feels great to just fit 7 days in, right? That feels better. Now I'm just going to do a little overview of those 7 days. So there's always a first phase, and that first phase is usually a soup phase, just something that is easy to digest foods. And the reason is so that we can get all of the pipes flowing. We need to make sure that you're eliminating every day. You're eliminating pee, but more importantly, you're eliminating your poop on a daily basis. If we're constipated and we go, 4 or 5 days in between our bowel movements, then we're not going to cleanse. We don't need a cleanse. So if you're constipated and this is happening to you, then what I suggest to do is do phase 1 for 7 days. Make sure you can get those pipes moving and those pipes flowing. And sometimes that's just enough, and that's all good. In phase 2, it's a bit of a mono diet, meaning there's a khichdi recipe and it's just a rice sort of dish. And what happens in that phase is that now we're kind of going in and we're sort of drying up all of that excess, all of that sort of waste, and we're kind of purging the liver a little bit, and just kind of think of it as like you're cleaning out the digestive organs just a little bit, okay? Now, that phase, it can last however long. It really depends on the person. But this is just a 7 day one, so it's a nice small phase. And the third phase is all about rebuilding. Because when we tend to do cleanses, you might notice some different cleanses in Western medicine or different cleanses that are out there where we do a cleanse and then that's it. But what happens after the cleanse, right? A cleanse means that we're taking out. But then what we need to do is we need to rebuild. And so that's a very important phase. So we're going to add in some, of course, easy to digest foods, but then we're going to add in a little bit of variety. We add in some colorful foods. So you might have some like a pumpkin soup or butternut squash soup. And so those are meant to come back, rejuvenate the liver, tone the whole system. And the focus here is in the fall about releasing that excess toxicity that's in the liver, that excess heat that might be in the liver. Maybe there's a bit of bile backup. I mean, who knows what's happening, right? So the main thing is that we're kind of getting in there, and you might just think of it as a reset. Maybe it's just a simple reset, and that's okay. So a few things to be mindful of is any type of program that you're doing, especially if you're doing an Ayurvedic program with myself, it's not all about the food. It's not. It's about rebuilding that relationship with food, rebuilding the relationship with yourself, and it's highly on habits, because we can be doing habits on a daily basis that either build us up or that break us down, okay? So simple ones that we'll focus on digestive systems and on building us back up are some eating habits. So you'll be eating the same times on a daily basis. It doesn't have to be right at 8:30 a.m. on the button, because that might stress you out, and that's not good. We want it to feel easy. We want to feel nourishing, to feel good. So you'll eat 3 times the same time every day. Your digestion is going to know when that food is coming in. You might even start to salivate, which is the great part of that first digestive process, so that you can metabolize and turn your food into your skin, your bones, your muscles, your fat, your nervous system, everything. So that's why we need to eat. So that's going to be an important part. Another important part is to, when you sit down to eat, chew your food. Chew it well, because our stomach doesn't have teeth. So we want to chew our food really well so that we can break down the food a lot easier. We also want to be mindful that when we're eating, that we notice how we feel, right? Sometimes we just eat in a fury. We're completely distracted. So I invite you to let go of those distractions. Try not to work while you eat. And we don't even notice how we feel. And then all of a sudden we're done eating and we're super tired, or we have a pile of gas and bloating. And so those are symptoms of an imbalance in the digestive system. So those will make you feel crappy. So those are a few things that you really want to take a look at. Eating or drinking some water before you eat can also be a really great thing. Just some warm water with some lemon, a little bit of ginger. That can be a great thing as well. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at any time over your 7 days. But what I invite you to do mostly is ask yourself why. Why do you want to do something like this? Are you going to do it just for 7 days and that's it and expect this big, massive, dramatic change? Know that Rome was not built in a day. Your health or the degeneration of your health did not happen overnight. It's going to take a lot of time to rebuild. When you've created something with Legos and it was this really beautiful building and somebody comes over and breaks it apart, that's the cleansing phase. That's that destruction phase. And it takes a lot of time to rebuild that again, right? So be patient. Be patient with yourself. Practice some self-love. And you got this. All right.